Hello, my dear students. I hope you all have been doing well. Today we are going to discuss about one of the most modern molecular biology technique, that is CRISPR-Cas9. This is one of the genome editing technique that has revolutionized modern field of molecular biology and medicine. So first we would see that on what component this technique is based. This technique is based on two components, that one is the CRISPR sequences and other is Cas9 protein. So the as the name implies that CRISPR sequences are cluster regularly interspaced short palindromic repeats. What are these palindromic repeats? Actually, the palindromic sequences are few nucleotide base pair sequences that can be read in the same way from forward to backward. For example, if we are having here GATC5 to 3 prime, so we can read them as GATC in the same way from 3 to 5 prime. And these palindromic repeats find in the genome of host DNA in cluster form, and they repeat in the host genome in multiple time. So the purpose of these palindromic sequences is that when they transcribe into the RNA, due to this palindromic repeat, they can easily make the hairpin loop. And this Cas9, that is the other component of this technique, is an enzyme that is having DNA helicases and the DNA endonucleases activity. DNA helicases are those enzymes that can unwind the DNA, and DNA endonucleases are those enzymes that can cut the DNA in the internal part, means not from the um, end of the DNA. So the actually from where this story has been started, this story has been started during 80s and 90s. During this era, scientists found these CRISPR sequences in the genome of E. coli, and they are also found that these sequences are interspaced by spacer sequences. So later during 90s, they found that these spacer sequences are not actually the identical sequences, but they are unique. And later in 20s, scientists found that these spacer sequences actually comes from the bacteriophage DNA. Means actually this spacer sequences are has been found as the foreign DNA that has been somehow integrated into E. coli DNA. So during the late 20s, they also during the early 20s, the scientists also found that upstream of these CRISPR sequences and spacer sequences, there are some other sequences that has been found out, and these sequences encode with the protein Cas9 and Cas1 and Cas2. And upstream of these sequences, scientists also found out that these some sequences that code that transcribe into tracer RNA. So in the 20s, later this system, CRISPR and Cas9, identified as the bacterial E. coli immune system. So here we will see how this E. coli immune system work to fight against the bacteriophage DNA. So scientists found in during 20s that actually this CRISPR and Cas9 CRISPR sequences and Cas9 protein used by the E. coli bacteria to fight against the viral genome. So we will see here how the bacteria E. coli use this CRISPR system, CRISPR-Cas system, to fight with the bacteriophage DNA or bacteriophage infection. So what happened when bacteriophage infect the E. coli cell? So what happens that bacteriophage enter its DNA into the E. coli cell. So what happened then? This Cas9 gene, Cas1 and Cas2 gene transcribe and then translated into Cas1 and Cas2 protein. This Cas1 and Cas2 protein having ability to cut these uh, um, bacteriophage DNA and then finally integrate this bacteriophage DNA as spacer in the E. coli host genome. So what happened after the integration of this spacer DNA into the genome of E. coli after the first infection, this spacer DNA keep transcribing as Cris RNA in the E. coli cell. Why? Because it is this Cris RNA actually act as memory, means this Cris RNA having the information of having the sequences that this E. coli means gain from this bacteriophage DNA. So what happened during the second infection when the bacteriophage virus and inject its DNA second time in the E. coli host cell? So what happened that this Cris RNA that is having the sequences of previous bacteriophage combined with another RNA and make single RNA that we called as tracer RNA. This tracer RNA that then combined with the Cas9 protein, and then this system then what this system then do? This system then find out the bacteriophage DNA via the scan the bacteriophage DNA via this Cris RNA sequences that is previously memorized in the E. coli cell, and then this DNA cutting enzyme that is Cas9 chop this foreign DNA onto the second infection of the bacteriophage. So what then happened after that? Two scientists, Emanuele Charpentier and Jennifer Doudna, one is the microbiologist, and Professor Doudna is the biochemist. These two scientists, what do? They think to modify or simplify this CRISPR-Cas system that was previously using or identified as E. coli immune system. They both scientists simplify and modify this CRISPR-Cas system and use this system to edit the eukaryotic gene. So how they both scientists does this? We will see now. What they do, they fuse the genome or gene of two protein that was Cas1 and Cas2 DNA cutting enzyme and DNA winding enzyme Cas9. Cas9 that is the DNA cutting enzyme, and then cutting enzyme gene, and Cas1 and Cas2 that was DNA underwinding enzyme gene. So they make a single they could be able to make a single protein that is Cas9 that was having activity of both that was having both activities, DNA unwinding activities and DNA cutting activities. So then next what they do, they think that if it could be possible to combine these two RNA, one is the Cris RNA and other is the tracer RNA. So next they make the chimeric trans RNA, tracer RNA and Cris RNA. What is the chimeric? This is the combination of two RNA. One is the Cris RNA. The Cris RNA, actually that RNA that can be replaced with any sequences, means if you are any desired sequences, and the tracer RNA is the RNA that help to means locate this Cris RNA in the this pocket of the Cas9 enzyme. So what then how this the both scientists, how they use this system for to edit the genome of eukaryotic cell. So we will see here what happened when this system means Cas9 protein and single guided RNA introduce in any eukaryotic cell. So what happened, for example, here we are taking an example of the cancer disease, cancer. So if someone is having cancer, and this cancer is due to the mutation in the p53 genome, means gene sequences. For example, this is the genome of host cell, okay, and this host means this genome is having here is it is having the sequences of mutated p53 gene, and due to this p53 mutation, patient is having cancer. So how we can utilize this CRISPR-Cas9 system to edit the to remove the p53 mutated gene. So when we means inject this Cas9 and single guided RNA into the eukaryotic cell, so what happened, uh, this Cas9 enzyme together with this Cris sequences, actually this Cris sequences is having the sequences that is complementary to this mutated p53 gene that is present here. So what will happen then, this Cris sequences, this system with the help of the Cris RNA will recognize the mutated sequences, desired mutated sequences in the host cell genome, and this cutting uh, cutting part of this Cas9 that is having DNA endonuclease activity will cut the the part that needed to be deleted from the genome. So what will happen then what will happen, the mutation will be removed, and then this DNA would be repaired by the body's natural DNA repairing system. And and other thing that these both scientists can did, they also means find out that if we wish to replace the mutated gene with another gene, so it also could be happen. So so in this situation, what should we have to do, we have to inject the piece of the corrected DNA with this Cas9 enzyme and guided RNA. So in this situation, what will happen when the system that would be based on three component, one is Cas protein, guided RNA, and the corrected portion of the mutated gene will be injected into the eukaryotic cell. What happened, this the Cris RNA that would be having the sequences complementary to the mutated gene would recognize the mutated portion of the host genome, and then this helicase activity of this Cas9 would open up this DNA, and the Cris RNA then find out the mutated portion of the gene, and then the DNA cutting endonuclease activity of this Cas9 would cut and remove the mutated gene, and then this donor DNA would be integrated into the mutated portion. So this is the how these two scientists modify this technique, and this technique recently won the Nobel Prize in chemistry. And this technique due to the multiple version has been developed, and throughout the world various scientists are utilizing this technique for the correction of means mutated gene of various disease including HIV, and maybe in the means future this technique could be utilized for means to make a new human.